Gori Honi Chahiye has become such a... I've never understood it. It's just so deeply rooted in the system, I just frankly don't see it going away. I would imagine it's a British hangover. If not, it's obviously something someone engraved so deeply in our minds that we just can't seem to let go of it. I know people who have traveled the world, they've seen so much, but they are just not in a position to be able to accept that you can be anything. And you know, to me it's hard to digest, because from the north to the south we have such varied skin tones, and in our own country we deal with darkest to fairest of women. It's not easy, I think, for a young girl growing up in India, because you get subject to a lot of stuff. I was trolled for the color of my skin. It was about the texture of my hair, because I couldn't do my hair the way girls did regularly. They would stick pencils in my hair, and then they would, you know, they'd come up with funny names, and I would just keep wondering what this really means. Because I was a super athletic girl, I had a very, very broad, slightly larger body type, and I think I developed as a woman much quicker than most girls. I'd have boys rip apart my gym bag, my tennis bag, and they'd be like, "We need to see how big your shots are because you have such a huge backside," and stuff like that. So it was quite something. At the same time, I was also you know, trolled for being a child born out of wedlock, which was a very big deal back in the 90s as well. I'm sure it still is today. As women, we get you know, we get pushed into these corners, and we've been put into a box that society has formed for us, where, you know, you're supposed to look a certain way before you get married. You're supposed to look for a certain boy when you're not married. You're supposed to do this when you're studying abroad. You're supposed to look like that when you're going out. You know, don't dress too skimpy, because what will they think? And I think everything for women is about what will the other person think. And I think for me that's really sad. And that really brings a woman down, and her whole life she's just pleasing other people. How about just freeing yourself up while you're alive and living your best life? Because you can't live in a world that puts you in boxes, you know. Live in a box of your own, with your own thought process, with your own mind, because beauty, fashion, happiness, these are trends. There are different trends for everything that keep changing every day. Build your own trend and make it your own, and live a life of away from the shackles of society. There's nothing feminine, and there's nothing smart, and there's nothing lovely and beautiful and pretty about just standing back and taking shit. You have to be prepared to face anything. You have to be prepared to take on society the way it is, and then let it go. And you have to strike it out of your mind.